Vicky here with you, and I wanted to do my card making video with you guys. I'm continuing to make my cards well, last week I did postcards. Now I'm going to be doing cards that are going to fit in this little album once my little album is finished. So it started. This one is going to be a bit different because I left a pocket here in the front, and there's also a pocket on the inside of this little book. So I think it's going to be a fun little book. So I'm trying to make the cards fit with the theme. So this is obviously birds, and so now we're going to be making the cards to go with it. I found some envelopes in my stash, and I cut down some paper. I'm almost out of that cardstock that I had purchased at the thrift store. I had so much, and now it's all gone. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It means that I've used it. But at the same time, I'm kind of sad because, well, it's used. So yeah, I'm funny that way. Anyway, so we're making 5 cards because usually my sets have 5 cards in them. So I'm not gonna put the timer. I'm just gonna make 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just do them. I've got some of my painty paper, some left over from last week, but as well some other one, because I had made extra knowing I was going to do the cards. I'm anxious to get this all done so that I can actually do a release. I haven't done one in a while, so that would be fun, and I would like to do it prior to me leaving on vacation, and that's happening in August for a week, and then the second week we're home, so it's gonna be a staycation, but it's yeah, so okay. So I've got my base that are all done. I have this little guy that was so pretty and just perfect for a card, but I didn't use them last time. And I've got this here, which is a smaller calendar size, and I think it's going to be the right size for my card. So I'm thinking I want to possibly use that here. So I'm gonna just cut, because they're all the same size, so I might as well do one big cut. So this is my big guillotine. Okay, that's Hendrix. That's coming down, and the dog, and Lucky is not happy about it. Okay, let me align it properly. Now I can use my other smaller guillotine. Oops. There goes my handle. And then I can use my smaller guillotine to do the smaller cuts. I prefer using the smaller one because it doesn't take as much room on my desk, but you know. So let's I'm at least going to be able to make 3. With that paper, so there's not that much waste. And then I wonder if I have space for 2 on here. Yes, I do. So that would be perfect. So I'm going to cut it here, and then here. Okay, I still have all this goodie paper and this strip, and then so here's one, and then here's the second one. Okay, so put the guillotine away because I'm probably not going to be using it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should be good. Now, when I do this, it is a bit thick. I think this one is a bit smaller. I'm going to probably have to trim the other ones, but I don't want to trim this one. This Leo that you're hearing. Okay, so I like that little guy. I'm going to continue using the beautiful tissue paper that Kimberly gave me. You can find also on my Amazon link some tissue paper. There's a link to some of it if you don't have. I don't think I want the butterfly because the butterfly really doesn't fit with the bird. I was hoping to get some of the text, but I guess not. But the music would fit, so put that aside. Now I can almost hear you guys say, but oh my god, you're covering up the paper, the beautiful painty paper, why are you doing that? And as I've said before, I really like having different layers to my things. I think it adds something, makes it more interesting. So that's why I do it. Because otherwise I find that this is just too plain. I don't know. So, I mean, everybody's card is different. Everybody's preference of card making is different. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You can do it your own way. That's the beauty of this. I'm going to be using some of this because I know that I'll be using it on the cover as well as some of that paper. Actually, for this one, I think I'm going to use some cheesecloth, because this way it's more see-through. Okay, so some cheesecloth, some of that, and I'm thinking I want to have a bit of paper just because it's fun. Doesn't have to be much, just a little something to make it more interesting. Like I said, it's not a and you could ink it if you want. I don't think I will because of the fact that I'm leaving the background white. I don't think I want to ink the paper. So I'm trying to use the elements that I'm thinking I'm going to use on the cover because I want it to be a set. it's getting close to feeding time, so that's why they're becoming more rowdy. And I think I want to add a little bit of this. Add to the green. Just a little bit of something. And basically you fiddle with it until you're happy with your result. Yeah, I'm thinking this is too long. That's what's throwing me off. Yeah, I like that better. So it does, like I said, it's just something to make the bird not be plop on just the background. You don't have to. It's really a question of preference. So I know a lot of people make comments about why did you do that, and that might be why too. I'm getting some thumbs down when I do these videos. Either that or they don't like the cards that I make, which is entirely possible as well. And that's choice. Not everybody's gonna like what I make, and I'm fine with that. Just surprised that people, you know, take the time to do thumbs down. I don't. When I don't like something, I just move on. And I just don't watch that person anymore. But to each their own. And I know too that I'm doing a lot of different things, stuff that has nothing to do with, you know, with what some people might have subscribed for. So I'm not, you know, I get it, and but it's part of growing, you know. I was talking to Kimberly and she was saying, well, your channel is called Crafting Vicky, and I said, yes, but crafting can be all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to be just paper crafts. It can be, I feel like gardening is a craft, you know. I'm reusing some elements to make my garden, and there's all kinds of other places that you can use your craft. So I don't want to limit myself to paper crafting because I'm going to get bored out of my mind. I just know myself, that's how I am. I just get bored if I'm always doing the same thing. So it's and I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets bored. I forgot who said it, but somebody said, is there something as attention deficit disorder for crafters? And there might be. I mean, I need to keep things interesting and to challenge myself and to try new things and to in all kinds of different ways. It's just the way I work. And voila, here's a little card. So one done. Let's just glue all of these down because I've got a feeling I need to trim them. So I might as well trim them now all at once and not do it over and over again. Plus just the putting everything together is taking forever, so if I wait until, if I do the trimming for all of them individually, it's going to take forever and a day for this video. So, and I do know that you like long videos, but I mean, I don't I don't want it to be too boring. Hopefully it's not boring, but for some people they like it shorter. Okay, so I'm out of tape. So I'll use my other tape, my Soho tape, and do the job. I need to look if I still have some of my jungle tape. I need to buy some more. I was hoping to wait until Kimberly comes so I can order some and have her come bring it with her when she comes in the fall. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait if I'm out, because the tape runner is one of the things that I use the most. And as you can see, this is much longer. So actually, I think I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put some tape in my gun and be back. Okay, so I put my tape back, and I'm really down to my last 4 rolls. I'm gonna have to check if it's still so expensive, the shipping. If it's not, I might order it. If it is, then I'm gonna try to see if I can find a source of similar tape but in Canada. That would be a lot less expensive. I hate spending a fortune on tape, but it's the base of what I do, right? So kind of have to. Okay, so now I've got all kinds of birds left, and I want to find some that will fit with this. I think this little guy is pretty. And that goes that page. I need to go through my book and really remove the pages that I like and get rid of the rest. Maybe keep just the cover for making a journal and move on, because I have so many books, and I really don't need to have that many books lying around. If I'm only going to use some pages, it would take less room. How do you do it? I'm curious. Remove the pages that are of interest. Okay, I thought I had cut a piece already. I don't know, I don't like that color of paper next to his chest because it's not dark enough. Maybe if I put it that way. I prefer it that way. Something like that. like the fact that it's see-through and you still see the painty paper underneath. But it still adds a little bit of interest. I'm at the end of that bottle. Really at the end. Okay, so that bottle is done. I think I have some other glue. What is my other glue? Okay, so put that there. And put this here. It's always a bit tricky to glue the cheesecloth. Making everything fall again. Okay, so here's my other little card. Now they're pretty, but I find that they're too big. These take less room. I could use those. And I could use these. They're pretty as well. Ah, just tore a piece of his beak. That sucks. Okay. Ah, this little guy is pretty. And he's not too big. So that'd be another one. I'm missing one. It's gonna be this one. Or that one. I think that one. Okay, so I've got my birds. Let's put this away before I make a big mess. Like I usually do. Okay, so that's done. So let's pull a bit of cheesecloth for all of them. So I'm missing 3 pieces. And pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna put that away. Okay, so I've got more space on my desk, which is nice. Okay, so got these little pieces. I don't know if that's enough for me. Like I said, it doesn't have to be much. It's just a question of putting a little bit of interest, you know? Yeah, like that. And then I can put, I do that, whoops, like that, and then my little bird. Okay, so let's put this down. I still remember kind of how it's supposed to go. And I'm using all the tiny little bits of paper, the type that usually you don't know what to do with because it's too small to do much. Would be great to make ATCs, however, or ATC coins. By the way, ATCs is artists trading cards. So basically it's a little piece of art that you make and you trade with other artists, or that you give away. So that's all it is. I get asked. We had people on our roof redoing the setup because they had not used the best of membranes the first time around, and we don't know if it's part of that created the infiltration, not this year but the year before. So we didn't want to take any chance, so we're redoing that, and hopefully now that's going to be done and no more problems ever with our roof. Because it's supposed to be a product, it's a metal roof, so it's supposed to be a product that's good for a very long time. And it's very annoying that we had water infiltration so soon after installing it. Of course, it was one of those years where the conditions were really harsh, so a lot of people got water infiltration, not just us. So it might be that too. I don't know. But we don't want to take the chance because it was a nightmare. And now that we've got everything almost finished, we don't want to have to touch anything anymore afterwards for a while. We still have renos that we want to do, but because when we bought the house, it was one of those finance, you know, when the bank it's a foreclosure, I think that's what they were called. So anyway, it was one of those, and there was lots and lots of repairs that needed to be done, and it was not in a good shape, but at the same time it had really good bones, and we didn't mind working on it. We're both quite manual, as you can see. I mean, I like all kinds of different things, and I've stained my floors and I've done all kinds of things. So we did a lot ourselves. But one of the things that we really wanted to do at the time, and we still have not done, is the upstairs bathroom. And it's still that wonderful blue of the 60s or 70s. Yeah. So that's one thing I'd like to do. And when I do that, then I want to bring washer dryer upstairs, so this way I don't have to go down a ton of stairs with my big bins, because, you know, getting older and more chance that I'm gonna fall. So I'm trying to be proactive, and I think that's going to be a good thing for our future. Here we go, because I would like to keep my house for a while after we retire. So, because of the fact that it was a foreclosure and we did a lot of the work ourselves, it's paid off. So that's, but you know, that's our retirement plan. It's the house. We put everything in there, that and the kids. But my kids, I mean, they're not a retirement plan. It's just an expense, a worthwhile expense. Don't get me wrong, but still, just a big expense. Megan keeps saying we shouldn't have had kids and we would be rich. But I think the richness is in having people that you love. That's how you are rich, in my head, more than money. I mean, you can have a lot of money but be alone, and that's not good. So I believe having friends and family that you love, that's the biggest thing in life. At least to me it is. And, you know, by family it can be your dogs, your cats. Those are all part of your family. I'm not just talking family kids. It can be all kinds of family. And dogs and cats, boy oh boy, are those expensive as well. The food, the vets, the this, the that, because of course they're part of your family, so when they get sick, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, and you want to buy them the good food because you want to keep them healthy. And yeah, everything is just so expensive. What I really like the idea of also the zero waste, because of the fact that some of it makes stuff much less expensive, in the sense that you're not buying stuff, like you're reusing something or making something that you can wash and reuse and reuse and reuse. So that I really like the idea of growing my own stuff. And one thing too I'm really obsessed about is keeping some seeds. So whenever I've gotten anything out of my garden that was ready, then what I do is I keep some of the seeds of the first one, because I really want to be able to make my own garden next year and hopefully not have to buy a lot of seeds. So yeah, I also want to, because I'm doing gardening in pots, it's expensive to have the soil. So one of the things that I want to do too is get myself some containers and put the soil. When I empty out my garden pots, I'm gonna put the soil in those bins for the winter, and then come next spring I'll just add some compost to the dirt to make my new gardening. The ideas do not, I have so many ideas, it's just time and money. But the fact that, you know, money is not something that we have, like, we're okay, but we don't have a ton of it. It makes you think outside of your box on what can you do to have what you want, and still being able to afford it. So I think that's a really good thing as well. It's like the recycling, you know, like find ways of using other things that for your craft that don't cost as much money. I mean, books, you can find books very cheap. This is calendar pages. You know how I've made my painty paper. I've got many videos on it. It's just cheap paint from the dollar store. 3 colors plus black plus white. Makeup brushes for this. Like, it's so inexpensive. So there's really no reason that you're not making your own things. Because I know some people say, well, you know, I don't have a lot of money, and it's true, but you can use your house. I mean, you can make your own tissue paper with some parchment paper that you would stamp on. There's ideas are endless, so it's a question of you thinking outside the box, like I said, and using what you've got around your house. So I hope it inspires you to do that, and to send out cards, either postcard cards to friends. And like I said, this is going to be in a little set when I've prepared the envelope and everything else. So that's it for now. Bye everyone.